Hello ladies and gentlemen, and today I'm going to be doing a Luna build for the first Descendant. Now, because there have been so many external components that have been coming out, I found that the Enlightened Mage stuff is absolutely brilliant when it comes to Luna, just because of how much damage she is actually doing. And from the recent update as well, it makes the Enlightened Mage so much better, and Luna is just doing so much damage. It's awesome. So this is going to be my damage build for Luna itself. Starting off with the reactor, I'm going for the materialized singularity reactor. Now, I've put in a lot of work into this one because I use it also on my Enzo build as well, which will be coming out tomorrow. So please look forward to that. But without further ado, this is a critical build, mainly because Luna is definitely made for critical style skill gameplay. It's absolutely incredible. And moving on to my components, I'm going through the entire Enlightened Mage set itself. The set pieces aren't exactly the best when it comes to survivability, as most of them are to do with either defense or shield. Only one of them has HP, which is the sensor. So the auxiliary power is max shield with max HP. I tried to get the best one that I could. The mage sensor, I still need to upgrade it a little bit to get that max MP up to gold, but apart from that, I'm pretty happy with it. The mage memory, I got the maximum amount of defense that you could possibly get, so again, very happy with that. And with the processor, it is both shield. But that's not the main thing about this set. The 4-piece set, when you use 3 skills, gives you your non-attribute skill power of plus 84%, which was 5 seconds, has now been increased to 15 seconds. It is incredible with Luna. She just does so much damage and critical damage as well, on top of all the buffs that they've given her in the most recent update. So let's go through those modules. So the modules that I'm running with Luna are mostly her damage set, so Noise Surge, which is the only one that changes her skills to be a damaging wave, sort of similar to Bunny's, but produces a lot more DPS in my opinion, only because of the Enlightened Mage set and the amount of critical damage that I'm currently doing with Luna itself. Shock Punch, just because Shock Punches on every single one of my Descendants, it's just the way it is. Increased HP, again, another one that's on all of my characters. Spear and Shield, just for that little bit of increase in skill power. Range is extremely important on Luna, and you'll see why when we go into the testing phase. Skill Concentration for skill critical hit damage is exactly what we need. Emergency Measures for that little bit of skill critical hit rate, which is sort of needed, but not so much. But I'd recommend having Emergency Measures over the rare mod instead. It just gives you that extra bit of critical damage, and it makes the biggest difference. Non-attribute specialist, because it gives you the most skill power for your non-attribute attacks, and you're not worried about any sort of skill cooldown in this build. Skill cooldown does not matter unless you miss a note, and that's very important, which I will show again in the testing phase. Front lines for even more skill critical hit damage, and that little bit of skill critical hit rate just to ensure that you're getting those critical hits. Maximize range, because skill power modifier isn't really that important, but the range definitely is. And maximize power, again, it's the highest skill power modifier that you can get. That also gives plus skill cooldown, but unless, like I said, unless you miss a note, skill cooldown is not used in Luna's abilities at all. And MP collector, because this does use a lot of MP, but again, you are going to be defeating hordes of enemies very, very quickly with this build, so you're getting your MP back extremely quickly. So onto the actual skills and the changes that they've made. They've made something called Disturbing Noise, as well as increase all the damage that these do. So Disturbing Noise, after 3 stacks, so 3 waves of any sort of damage from any sort of Luna skills, will do a skill power times 1189.1 damage. It's a big number when you take into consideration the Enlightened Mage set, the critical damage, and everything in between. It's incredible. And when you use your certain amount of skills so many times, you can have 13 stacks of each skill, and they do skill critical hit rate, skill power, and critical damage, and it is just awesome. I never thought Luna would actually be this powerful this late in the game from when she released, but they've only been making her better overall, and yeah, it's just incredible. Now for the arc tuning, because I only just recently got back into Luna because of the Enlightened Mage set, I've only managed to get the arc tuning up to level 14, but I'm heading towards the skill critical hit rate, the skill critical hit damage, and then I'm going to be doing the entire right hand side for more range, more power, more MP, and skill cost reduction as well. And whatever I have left over, I am going to be going into more of the max MP just to keep her attacking that little bit more. And before I forget, this is my specific Thunder Cage that I use for my bunny, as well as most of my other characters, only because it has sprint speed up, which allows Luna to move around the battlefield that little bit more, and it just makes maneuverability that much easier. So let's get right into the testing, and let's show you how much damage this thing actually does. Okay, so as you can see with Luna, you do get the stacks that come in, well, the notes and everything like that. So they changed it so it's 10 notes instead of 15, but as you keep going through, yeah. So Luna has changed a lot. You can use any of your 3 skills over and over again, and it's only when you use the advanced skill that it changes the song. Now you can have every single skill up to 13 stacks, and there we go. I've already run out of resources just because it uses so much MP. I am at the moment level 1, which does make a big difference. But now that I've got 13 stacks on every single thing, let's quickly show you the damage that I'm doing. There we go, 100% skill critical rate and 4.7 skill critical damage. So with everything, this is the critical build for Luna. I'm pumping out millions of damage against these level 1 adds for testing. I've already done 1.8 billion damage. And Luna at the moment for this set in the season is just so much fun to play. So I'm going to go through her 400% and let's see how quickly she can just dissolve every single enemy.
It's time to dance! Change the beat! Relax! Having fun?
And there we go. That is the 400% with Luna. It went by a lot quicker than I thought it was going to be, especially with the previous times that I have used Luna with this specific build. But the Enlightened Mage set really helps so much. And I don't know if you did notice, but near the end when I was against the two bosses, I did miss one of my notes, which is why I couldn't use my third ability, but you could still bounce between the other two abilities if you do miss one. So it's more like Guitar Hero on steroids, mixed with doing so much damage. It's just trying to pay it. I know it's a lot to sort of pay attention to, but once you get the hang of Luna, moving around, using the skills proficiently, and timing your notes perfectly so that you keep the same song, I like to use the second ability song, mainly because it's just, you seem to get more damage and more notes out consistently compared to the other notes, because it's trying to memorize. So if you can memorize the patterns for one of the ability songs, it just makes it well, so much easier. But hopefully you all did enjoy this build. If you did, please leave a comment down below on what you would like to see. Please give it a like and please subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Hey guys, AGWag is here. YouTube has decided that these are the two videos that you would most likely enjoy from my channel, so be sure to give a like, comment, and subscribe.